And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to coverage of the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by Tom Conklin State Farm in Macomb and Farmington. We are moving to the 1 p.m. game in the consolation bracket here at the tournament today. I'm B.J. Stone alongside Will Thomas. And Will, a couple of teams that had different results last night. Pittsfield at fourth seed, kind of a slight favorite over A-Town. Did not perform well up to expectations, and then after that, Brown County, the Hornets, ran into a buzzsaw on a hot Macomb team.
Yeah, I mean, one upset yesterday, and unfortunately the Pittsfield team was on the other side of that upset, getting upset by A-Town. And then Brown County, they couldn't get things going, found behind early, got down 22-0 on that opening run by Macomb, and in front of this home crowd for that Macomb Bombers team, they just kind of weren't able to get back into it.
And it just snowballed on them. The pregame show brought to you by Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb, stop in at East Jackson Street, talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. This afternoon, Game 3, the first two games this morning in the consolation bracket. Canton beat Liberty, and Eureka topped Lewistown in our second game. This is Game 3. The winner of this game will meet either Southeastern or Illini West in action tomorrow over at Brophy Hall. So this is a big game for these two teams that they want to play more than two games in the Western Holiday Tournament.
Yeah, it's pretty much a winner-go-home situation for both these teams. You want to get as much reps as possible over the holiday break, over the holiday time, and this is a huge example of a somewhat pressure game to get that third and then fourth game possibly if you got to win today. But it's all winner-go-home now for these two teams.
Had a chance to talk to both coaches, and we've got the keys coming up here in just a bit. But talk to Brad Tomhave. His team struggled to score. This Pittsfield Saukee team is probably one of the more deliberate, if not the most deliberate offensive team in the tournament. And when I asked him about the shot clock, I said, do you think that actually had some effect on your team? Because a lot of coaches are saying it really didn't. And he said, for us, absolutely. He said, I think that we took too many early shots in possession because we were worried about that shot clock. And I think today you're going to see them be a little bit more deliberate, maybe work the shot clock down a little bit more. But he also said, you can practice with this thing all the time until you get in a game situation. It is an animal that you've never imagined as a basketball player if you've never played with the shot clock.
Well, and that's the thing. None of these teams coming in have played with a shot clock, played with 35 seconds where they can't hold the ball, they can't run their offense, they got to get things sped up a little bit. And give A-Town credit, they got in the face of Pittsfield yesterday, they sped them up, and they got them just out of their sync, had pressure defense on pretty much every single shot possible for Pittsfield, and they just weren't able to get things flowing on the offensive side.
I think quite possibly those were the two most deliberate teams in the tournament, just happened to be matched up in the first round against each other. I think Jake Croxton, our PA announcer here for the Western Holiday Tournament, may have a microphone so that we can have him do the starting lineups for us.
Good afternoon, ladies and
we'll
gentlemen,
turn it over to
and
Jake
welcome
right now.
to Western Hall and consolation quarterfinal number 3 of the 77th Macomb-Western Holiday Basketball Tournament between the Brown County Hornets and the Pittsfield Saukees. And now let's meet the Game 11 starting lineups. At one guard for Brown County, a 5'11 junior, number 5, Maverick Henry. At guard for Pittsfield, a 5'10 sophomore, number 3, Hayden Gratton. At guard for the Hornets, a 5'11 senior, number 11, Jagger McGath. And at guard for the Saukees, a 6'3 senior, number 23, Brennan Tomhave. At forward for Brown County, a 6'1 senior, number 2, Jack Anderson. And at the third guard for the Saukees, a 6'1 senior, number 24, Javen Petty. At forward for the Hornets, a 6'1 senior, number 24, Angel Duarte. And at forward for Pittsfield, a 6'3 senior, number 34, Connor Allen. In the middle for the Hornets, a 6'4 senior, number 40, Noah Ingram. And at forward for Pittsfield, a 6'3 senior, number 44, Eli Mendenhall. Eric Jones heads up the Hornet bench, assisted by Brian Ingram and Justin Volk. The sponsor is Western Grain Marketing. Brad Tomhave heads up the Saukee bench, assisted by Scott Bacon, Jordan Compton, and Wade Smith. Jimmy Kohler is the honorary coach. The sponsor is Brown's Shoe Fit. The Game 11 officials are Robert Jackson, Todd Olinger, and Ed Alexander.
All right, thanks to Jake Croxton for the pregame starting lineups on the Ron Elby Auto Sales pregame show this afternoon. The Sawkeys from Pittsfield on your screen will be in the white, obviously, with the red and black trim. The Brown County Hornets, they're in green. We'll check in with Peyton Hutchins right now. Peyton, what do you got for us?
Welcome into Game 3 here at Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament. Yesterday, Pittsfield got upset, and Brown County was defeated by Macomb. We are set for a good one here this afternoon.
Thanks, Peyton. He'll be along at halftime interviews with us, and I'm B.J. Stone along with Will Thomas. And Will, what do you expect to see? Keys to the game for these two teams today?
Well, for Brown County, they got to take care of the basketball. They committed 21 turnovers and really led to the fast break opportunities for Macomb, so they got to take care of the basketball. And for Pittsfield, they got to guard. It's plain and simple. Stay down on defense, bend your knees, get your hands out, and guard these Hornets and try to force those turnovers.
First possession for the Sawkeys ended in a turnover, and the Hornets have it now. Shot clock down to 12. Brown County fell behind early yesterday, and as Will said, they want to take care of the ball. Good look in the lane. That will not drop for Noah Ingram. Rebound comes down in the hands of Connor Allen. Sawkeys come back the other way. Earned the number 4 seed in this tournament. Kind of surprised they're playing in the consolation. They themselves are surprised. Out top, Brennan Tomhave, double-digit scorer yesterday, swings it left wing for 3, and Hayden Gratton, the sophomore, drains it, and the Sawkeys are on the board first.
Gratton might have been confused by the three-point line there. He shot it from the college, but still found a way to bury it. We've seen that most of the tournament. These high schoolers are a little confused with the line sometimes.
Well, and I think a lot of it optical illusion with the dark stain and the light stain wood, and they just kind of stay back as far as they can to make sure they're behind the three-point line. The white line, as you're watching, is the additional line added for high school ball. The purple line at the edge of the dark stain, that's the college line that the Leathernecks use. Out of bounds it goes. Possession will turn over to the Sawkeys of Pittsfield. Enrollment of 337. Meanwhile, Brown County, enrollment of 215 and a half.
Wonder who the half student is.
I'm always wondering who the half is.
How do they get a half student?
Well, if you've seen some of the test scores. Three-pointer right wing, short off the front iron for the Sawkeys, and Gratton tipped it, tried to keep it alive, but he hit it so hard, Will Chamberlain that baby out of bounds, and over it goes to the Hornets of Brown County.
That's back-to-back good looks from the wings for Pittsfield. Looks like Brown County's going to let him live or die from the three-point arc. A little 2-2, a little 2-2-1 press.
A little bit of a press, and we talked about that. I talked to Coach Tomhave about that. A lot of the college teams use the press not necessarily to gather turnovers, but to just use a few seconds off the shot clock. And the high school teams can figure that out over time using this clock. Three-pointer no good for the Hornets. Rebound comes down to Sawkeys. Bring it back the other way. Eli Mendenhall grabbed that rebound. Right wing shot from Tomhave. Too strong. Weak side rebound, Gratton. Hands it off in the paint to Mendenhall. Mendenhall spin. Tried to get it down low, and Brown County takes it away.
Mendenhall trying to be just a little unselfish there. Get it up. Sometimes you got to be selfish and just go to the rim if you're that big in the paint.
Absolutely. We see that at all levels of basketball. Players trying to be good teammates, make that extra pass. Sometimes you just got to say, you know what, I got this. Drive, right side, elbow jumper, no good for Maverick Henry. Sawkeys out on the break. Got some numbers, 2-on-1 to the hoop goes. Oh, what a block right there.
Duarte climbed the ladder, took that one out of midair.
And goes coast to coast, and before the shot, the foul is called, but Angel Duarte with the wings flying down court.
And here's the wings. He got up, all ball, reached him at the top of the peak.
Beautiful.
And just got it all and then headed back. You know, in a college game, that's an and one. And I mean, I find the biggest difference in this in a college game is that's an and one, huge momentum change, but still, nevertheless, stopped the fast break with that block and got the Hornets back on the offensive side.
He was then fouled by Connor Allen. Senior picked up his first. Gratton's going to check out of the game for Pittsfield. And into the lineup came number 33, Taylor Graham, a sophomore. Allen guards in the perimeter and takes it away from Maverick Henry. Goes coast to coast, and Henry's able to knock it away.
Great recovery there.
Chase down action.
That's what you got to do, you know. yesterday the Hornets, they had trouble getting back. They would lose that ball and it'd be a free layup for Macomb. Today, back-to-back possessions, they lose control and are finding a way to get back on the defensive side.
Inside to Connor Allen. Shot won't go. Bangs off the rim. Rebound down to Brown County. Jack Anderson in the front court. Kicks it down in the right corner. Gets it over to Maverick Henry, who puts it up and in. And the Hornets are on the board.
Henry gets the defensive stop and then right back on the offensive side. One hop step, stays on 2 feet, and goes off the glass.
I've met a lot of guys named Maverick in the last few years. Three-pointer on the way. Will roll in. It's good for Javon Petty. So I meet a bunch of guys named Maverick. There's a stock car driver or two that I've met at tracks named Maverick. You got a Maverick playing here. You know where that's from, right? That all comes from the movie.
Gun.
So I'm wondering what characters from movies you don't want to name children after. Cruella? I don't see a lot of Cruellas. Staying down after making the shot and coming up slowly is Jack Anderson. He got the bucket to go. Looks like he's going to jog it off right there. That ball goes up over the top of the backboard out of bounds to the Hornets. Anderson heading to the bench. He grabbed at his right ankle after making that layup. He's going to.
Here's another look at the ankle roll here. Gets a good look baseline, and it looks like it just came down weird. Can't see the feet. I wonder if he landed on another player's foot, just rolled it coming up.
I bet he did. Drew Markert, junior number 12, checked in for him. Good look down low, but they throw it away. Had the man down in the baseline, couldn't hang on to it, and then a backcourt double dribble called against the Sawkees as Taylor Graham got caught between thoughts. And the sub coming to the scorer's table for Pittsfield will be junior Carter Frazier.
So we've seen already, Pittsfield wants to speed up Brown County. They're going to guard you 94 feet. They're going to make you break the press. But Brown County's been able to beat the press, get to the paint, and then sometimes you just got to go for that floater, go for that layup instead of trying to dump it off to the weak side.
Well, interesting. It'll be interesting to see. We'll get stats at halftime on things like turnovers and find out if Brown County is indeed taking care of the ball. They didn't that time. Throw it away, but then tried to get it back on the tip. Jagger McGath kept that from being a fast break basket, but Pittsfield's able to gather it in, get into the front court. 3:05 to play, first quarter. Three-pointer, left wing, too strong for Brennan Tomhave. Out of bounds, all the way on the near side. Ball goes over to the Hornets. 6-4 Saukee lead here early.
And that's a shot Tomhave's going to shoot all day. He had 16 of the 34 points for Pittsfield yesterday. Obviously the main scoring threat for this Saukee's team.
They lose it again, the Hornets do. Another turnover. And they get it right back. Playing some center field, Maverick Henry makes the pick. Looking like Troy Polamalu, but he stepped on the sideline.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were going to go. You went center field and then went football reference. I was thinking more of it.
Got to get all sports involved.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely was a DB there.
Quick inbounds from Frazier. Traveling violation called down low on Pittsfield. Now in the game for the Saukee senior Ethan Gratton, number 42. He is the bespectacled player on the defensive end.
Sloppy play for both teams. There's a couple turnovers. No one really able to get possession.
Penetration into the lane by McGath will not go. Rebound Pittsfield. They control. Here they come. You can see they do want to pick up the tempo a little bit today. They're normally, as we talked about, a deliberate team. Out of bounds, another turnover for the Hornets, and they will go to the bench again, as will the Saukees.
But that last possession for Brown County before the turnover, he gets to the lane, breaks the press, and he goes for the shot. There was a lot of contact there, but that's what you need to do. You break the press, go straight to the rim. The whistles will come at some point. A little 2-1-2 zone.
Saukees answer with a 1-3-1 set of their own offensively. To the right elbow, about a 10-footer off glass, and in banks open for Lucas Nichols. The senior just checked in.
It's exactly where you want to find the holes. Free throw line, hit the mid-range jumper. A lost art, I would say, in basketball these days, BJ.
Absolutely, and using the glass, a la Tim Duncan, is also a lost art, so good for him. The backboard can be your friend.
Well, definitely during the week when the banks are open.
That's right. Right corner for the Hornets, Duarte. Lobs it inside, quick turn, shot up and in for Drew Markert. Kept the ball up high. You like to see your post players do that.
We were always taught as small guards, if a post brings the ball low, it's in the goblin land, you can go take it. That didn't happen there. Stayed above the head and knocked down the mid-range jumper.
Back in, and a three from the top of the key is no good for Hayden Grattan. Ball out of bounds, last touch by the Sawkees. They've got Hayden Grattan, Rigston Bonds, number 10, also in the backcourt, putting the pressure on. Javon Petty's back in there, 24. And on this end, 11, Lucas Nicholson, 42, Ethan Grattan. The Hornets into the front court. It is Carter Havens, a freshman, added to their roster, number 22. Shot no good for the Hornets, and back the other way comes Pittsfield. And a foul right around the free throw line. It'll be the first foul on the Hornets with 1:01 to play in the quarter. It'll go against McGath. Got to tell you, I'm liking the switch over from high school to go to basically the women's NCAA rules with 5 fouls per quarter, reset at the end of the quarter.
Well, it definitely brings in a different type of strategy. There's no more of the 7 1-and-1s to the double bonus at 10s. You really have to play disciplined defense 4 quarters of the game and no sloppy fouls, because 5 fouls, 2 free throws, that can make a game change real quick.
Offensive rebound, put back good for the Sawkees. Connor Allen working hard underneath. Gives them a 4-point lead here late in quarter one. About an 8-second difference between the game and shot clock. A drive. Again, good penetration by McGath. Couldn't get the shot to go. They hustle and battle for the rebound. Out of bounds, last touch by Brown County. Right in front of us. It goes out. Hustling to try to make the play was Noah Ingram. And to inbound it, Petty. Right in front of you, Will.
Right in front of me. Could have patted him on the back. Deserves
Probably.
one.
I don't know. Can you touch the players when you're in the media?
I
Reach
haven't
out and poke them.
I haven't been told you can't. Ask for forgiveness, not permission, BJ.
Yep. Good for me. Shot clock is off. We're down to 12 seconds on the game clock. And Pittsfield obviously working for the final shot of the quarter. Get it down low. Big man spins. Fires. Got it. Nice play. Nice setup. Eli Mendenhall with a little jump hook. And at the buzzer, the bomb is wide left. 1 period in the books, and the Sawkees of Pittsfield up by 6 over the Hornets of Brown County.
So we get that last spin off glass. Sawkees lead 12-6 here inside Western Hall.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College. Affordable.
Transferable credits.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
Welcome back. After the first quarter, it's the Sawkees up 12-6. The first quarter featured a lot of turnovers. This next quarter should feature a lot of the emphasis on taking care of the basketball. Will, BJ, what do you guys think?
Well, Peyton, thank you much. And I think that Brown County's coaching staff is still wanting to take care of the ball. And Will, they were a little sloppy with it.
Yeah, a little sloppy. Both teams were, though, not able to get into any kind of flow offensively, but got to limit the turnovers here as Pittsfield's going to come out in a 1-3-1 set. See if anybody from Brown County got to get to that free throw line right in the middle of that zone. There we go.
Playing catch in the perimeter, it's Maverick Henry, along with the freshman Havens. Henry pulled up from the left elbow and fired. Missed wide right, and out of bounds it goes to Pittsfield. Changing up the defenses a little bit. Well, you mentioned it. They went to a 1-3-1 zone out of the quarter break, and that may have stunned Brown County a little bit for a few seconds. Meanwhile, the Hornets are going to answer with man-to-man to start quarter number 2. No, they're not either. They only have one guy out top guarding. They're trying to double the ball inside and keep it away from Mendenhall, the way it looked to me.
Well, you have to. Mendenhall's probably got about 25 pounds to 30 pounds on anybody in Browns County, as well as a couple inches. He gets down there. He's just going to back him down and drop step right off glass like he did to end the first quarter.
Henry over the timeline to Duarte. From behind, pocket picked by Hayden Grattan. Hands it off to Tom Haben. Brenner brings it over the timeline. And it's a loose ball in the paint. Scooped up and put up and in by Connor Allen.
Right place, right time there, BJ. If ball goes right in your hands, you go straight up and get the lucky roll.
Hornets coach Eric Jones watching his team work against a little pressure, and they throw it away. And I would call that's not necessarily an unforced error because there were hands all over the place by the Sawkeys right there. Turnover to the scorer's table.
Yeah, you almost when they're bringing that press, they're going man to man and then trying to double as soon as you get to half court. You got to bring somebody to the middle of the court and make that pass a little easier, so you're not trying to go cross court bounce pass.
A few extra feet of court here that we talked about a lot yesterday with the collegiate-sized court. Bring a guy up above the three-point line near the Bulldog logo, and it should be open up in that area. Sawkeys extend the lead to 10. And again, pass goes awry from Henry. Looking for Carter Havens, and he overthrew him, and Henry goes to the bench to be replaced by Jagger McGath.
I also noticed Brown County's bringing.
So McGath, 11.
He comes in for Henry.
He had a couple of good drives inside, got some penetration in the first quarter, and took a little bit better care of the basketball, which is what they want. I don't know if that was a pass or not from Grattan, but Petty caught it, laid it in. I'll give him the assist.
If you're Grattan, you're saying that's a pass all day. All day.
They doubled the freshman. Havens get it ahead to McGath. Underneath the basket, Havens had it taken away, and he had contact with the basketball while standing on the baseline, so it's out of bounds to the Sawkeys. And right now.
And here, we're going to take another look at this, BJ, because that's an assist if you're Grattan. But if you're sitting there, do you want the rebound and the putback for the rebound and the points? I mean, how do you?
Grattan's going to want the assist, and the other fellow, Petty's going to want the rebound and the putback. That shot doesn't go for Mendenhall. That's where the two players have to sit down and decide.
Yeah, we'll
flip
a coin.
Yeah. I think Brown County, I was going to make the quick point that Brown County with another turnover probably has more turnovers than shot attempts right now, and that is not the formula for winning.
Well, I'm no cook, but that's not a recipe for success at all.
I've heard you're no cook. Three-pointer wing too strong. Battle for the rebound. Grattan wins it, but his one-arm pass trying to save it. Baseball style ends up in the hands of Duarte. Duarte goes the other way from Brown County, has the ball stripped inside and taken away again. Behind the defense, it's Tom Hay for the layup and a nice assist by Javon Petty, and it's 20-6.
Well, and if you look at 20-6, 12-0 run for Pittsfield, you know where it started? Our key to success, guarding on defense. They're forcing the turnovers, getting on the fast break, and getting the easy baskets. No easier basket in basketball than a transition layup in my eyes. Maybe a transition dunk, but this level of transition layup, easy basket, go up right hand, left hand, off glass, and it all started on the defensive side.
Well, and you saw Petty looking up, too, on that break, looking for the guy that's behind the defense. You're absolutely right. Starts on the defensive end. Defense turns into offense. 2 points for the Sawkeys. Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament coverage on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by our great friend Tom Conklin, his State Farm offices in Farmington and Macomb. Out of that timeout, first one taken by the Hornets. They still got 4 to go, and full boat of 5 left for the Pittsfield staff. Full court pressure from Pittsfield. A little 2-1-2 zone press this time. Havens dribbles up near the timeline, hands it back off to McGath. McGath over midcourt, has it poked away and stolen. And here we go with numbers again, laid up and in by Petty. Is it Javen or Javon? What is Jake saying? He usually has a pronunciation.
I think it's Javen.
All right, we'll go with Javen, and I apologize to the Petty family. Duarte, good ball fake. One of the Sawkeys flew by and then gets called for extra steps in the lane. Yet another turnover for Brown County.
Great ball fake there by Duarte. Got the defender to fly by, and that's when he'll just grow and he'll learn that then you just go straight up. Go up with a little floater, nice touch. You don't need to take that power dribble to go straight in the defense. You just go straight up.
Taylor Graham, the sophomore, 33, checks back in for the Sawkeys, and out for a rest, Hayden Grattan. On the right wing, it's Connor Allen. Allen gives it to Graham. Now to the other Grattan, Ethan. And a foul is whistled against Brown County, their first of the period.
Drew Market's going to just get it holding down there. Didn't want to get the entry pass allowed.
So the holding, they mark it off 5 yards. Automatic first down for the Sawkeys, and here they come. I felt you were ready for another football.
I
reference.
was.
Okay.
I like that.
Tom Have, outside left, leans in, won't go. Grattan with the rebound. Ethan back up for a second time and in. Ethan Grattan puts it home, and the Saukees extend their lead to 24-6, quadrupling the total of Brown County.
Brown County was in 2-3 defense there. Hardest thing to do in a zone is rebound, and it showed there.
Now we'll call that a block shot as McGath tried to take it inside. Back the other way. Oh, what a pretty shot. Javen Petty, we'll take a look at that again in a minute, I'm sure, because that was a nice little scoop shot.
Went around the sun, came back up, and spun it around.
Whistle here in the near side. Foul called on either 32 or 23. I'm going to say 23 for the Saukees. Brendan Tomhave picks up his first foul of the quarter on Pittsfield. Good to see Jack Anderson back in there, but he checks out again. Also checking out is Havens. And back in Maverick Henry. Henry, Duarte, and McGath in the backcourt for Brown County. Down low, Drew Markert, the 12 and the 40, Noah Ingram. Shot from outside. Bank is open again. That Bank's got some nice hours.
First three-pointer all tournament for the Hornets. They went 0 for 4 yesterday and knocked one down finally today.
26-9. It must have been a drive-up window that was open that time. Here's Connor Allen. Ethan Grattan. Now Hayden Grattan. And the lefty 15-footer, no good for Taylor Graham, but they get the ball back, and it's in Graham's hands again. Out top, 3 on the way. Good. Nothing but net for Javen Petty.
Good look there from the top of the key. Going to bury your open three-pointers. This is going to get out of hand quickly.
20-point lead for Pittsfield. Trying to dribble through traffic, wanting the foul, not getting it. And a layup again for Petty.
A little less flashy that time.
31-7, but very efficient. 31-9, excuse me. Weaving through traffic, Leaner in the lane, off glass and in for Maverick Henry. He put that one way up.
Yeah, I mean, a little higher, and it's over the top of the backboard, I think, BJ. I mean, that one went all the way up. Might have aimed for the 35-second shot clock. It's new to the game. Might as well try the bank shot off it, right?
Yeah. 20-point lead for the Saukees. The timeout was taken by Pittsfield. The Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament coverage brought to you by Tom Conklin State Farm. We'll check in with Peyton Hutchins at halftime. He'll talk to, I believe we'll start on that end, right? You're going to try to talk to the Pittsfield coach first? And that'll be Brad Tomhave. So coming out of the timeout, Saukees have Hayden Grattan. Lucas Nichols, number 11. 14 is Carter Frazier. 23, Brennan Tomhave. 42, Ethan Grattan. Hornets will answer with a backcourt of Maverick Henry, 5. Jagger McGrath, McGath, number 11. 12, Drew Marker. 24, Angel Duarte. And 40, Noah Ingram. Ingram's been quiet since making the first hoop of the game for the Hornets. Grattan goes right side to Tomhave, gets it right back. Nichols, Tomhave. Frazier down low, bounced outside, deflected back to Nichols. Now it's Grattan with 3 on the shot clock, down low. Oh, and the shot will not fall for Ethan Grattan. They worked the clock beautifully that time. Did the Saukees and got a decent look.
Must have been the message in the timeout there. Work the clock, run the offense, and get a good look, and that's exactly what happened, just unable to finish.
A drive in the lane. Shot up, no good for Maverick Henry. Rebound Tomhave with the Saukees. Pittsfield back the other way. Leaves it for Hayden Grattan. Shot on the way, no good. Long rebound. Tracked down by Maverick Henry. 105 to the halftime break. Game 3 in the consolation bracket. One more before we go to the championship bracket in the quarterfinals, and there are 4 great games lined up this afternoon and tonight.
4 great games, 4 straight games, no session breaks. All of them will be back to back to back to back.
Well, how is a guy supposed to visit the, the necessary room and the
that would be the hospitality room for you, right?
Hospitality suite. Well, they're both necessary.
Gotta strategic strategy. Come on, BJ. We strategically plan when we broadcast games so we can have a food break.
That's right. They
go
need
somewhere
to
else.
deliver to the table.
Yeah. As you can see, Coach Tom Have got his son, Brennan, leading the charge for Pittsfield as they lead by 20 here heading into the half.
He's got to be happier today than he was yesterday at this time.
Yes.
And we'll find out here in a few minutes. Laid up and in by Brennan Tomhave. Right on cue, 33-11 Sawkeys. Ball rolls into the corner. Officials timeout to grab it.
Beautiful.
Hornets an inbound.
Beautiful backdoor cut there by Tom Have. Defense was sleeping, wasn't paying attention to the ball in their man. He just went backdoor for the easy layup.
Shot clock is off. 20 seconds remain in the half. McGath, Henry. Henry's floater goes.
Well, I wonder if Henry is a punter in the fall because his hang time on all these floaters are pretty good for if you're a punter.
Wild shot no good for the Sawkeys, and
At the line.
Henry tries to punt home a half-court shot, and it won't go for him.
Need a little more arc on that one.
33-13 at the half in favor of Pittsfield, the number 4 seed in this tournament this weekend, and their focus right now trying to get to the next round and continue to go forward in the consolation bracket, see if they become consolation champions here at the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament. We send it cross court to Peyton Hutchins, who's got Coach Tom Have right now. Peyton?
I'm here with Pittsfield head coach Tom Hayes. Tom, you held the Hornets to Brad Hayes, 13 points. 13 points in the first half. What's something you can build on in the second half?
Well, we need to continue to talk defensively and understand our rotations and where we're at on the floor. Doing a pretty good job of keeping them out of offense, but we can still do a better job. We've let the ball get into the paint a couple times, which is a no-no. So we got some things that we need to work on and worry about what we're doing, not what they're doing. We got a lot of things to worry about for ourselves.
Thank you, Juliet. In the second half, Coach.
Okay, thanks, bud.
Now back to Will and BJ.
All right, thanks, Peyton. We're at the half. It is a halftime show presented by MDH, McDonough District Hospital, and we're going to hear from them right now.
You know, MDH is our title sponsor here on TSSR Game Time Live, and we're here with Lindsay Douglas, the Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment. I about left out provider out of that. So physician and provider recruitment here at MDH. It's a huge mouthful for me, so explain to us what that is.
Sure. So I am in charge of bringing in candidates for both physician and provider positions here at MDH. So provider meaning anything like nurse practitioner, advanced practice nurse practitioner, physician assistant, things like that. So I source those candidates, bring them in, and try to find the best providers and physicians to provide care at our facility.
So you found a home at MDH. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you been here? Stuff like that.
So I am from Macomb originally. I graduated from Macomb High in 2009, graduated from WIU in 2014, studied communication there, and started my career in politics and worked for a couple different state representatives and state senators. Then found myself in the educational realm for a little while at the Regional Office of Education. And eventually found myself here at MDH. I started here in February of this past year. I started out as patient advocate, and this role opened up, and I'm now in the role of Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment.
Obviously, McDonough District Hospital, very important to Macomb.
Sure.
And it's the communities not only of Macomb, but Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, Industry. You're from here. So what was it that drew you back here and got you to stay here at MDH?
So MDH is like home to me. I am a fourth-generation MDH employee. So my great-grandma Nancy Weaver was one of the first nurses that they hired when the hospital opened in 1958. My grandma started working here maybe 10 to 15 years after that. She started as a CNA on acute care, and then she worked in peds, and eventually she worked as the unit secretary for home health and hospice, and she retired from that position after being at MDH for a total of 50 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. My mom is here as an administrative secretary. She's Brian's administrative assistant, and so I'm now here as a fourth-generation employee of the hospital. So it was kind of a thing where I always thought I might end up at MDH just because of that family legacy of working in healthcare.
So before we came on camera, I heard a story. You guys were at a speaker recently, and you got to be there with your mom.
Yeah.
Does that make it really special to be a part of MDH, to still have your mom working here?
It's so cool. My mom is down the hall from me, so if I need something in the middle of the day, I can run down the hall and grab her. But it's also just cool to think about like the legacy that leaves in the community, especially being fourth generation and female. I think that that's just a really special thing for my family and for this community here.
So as we look at those kind of, you have a personal connection here. How do you use those personal connections when you're out trying to recruit a physician or a provider?
Sure. So I use the story a lot of my office, actually. So I'm in room 318, which was a room for patients at one time, and now they've converted it into an office space. And one of my favorite stories to tell physicians is that my great-grandma was sick in the hospital and was in that room, and that's where my grandma was recruited to join MDH. So my grandma had no plans of working in healthcare, but she was taking care of her mom as a sick patient, and the nurse at the time came to her and was like, "You are such a great caretaker. Why are you not a nurse? Why are you not doing this as your full-time occupation?" And so my grandma decided that healthcare would be her lifetime and like 50 years. And so she started working for MDH and was recruited right out of my office. So I just find that to be a really special connection when I'm looking to bring people to this community. Like, the recruitment started in this office 50 years ago, and here I am starting a whole new legacy of recruiting people. And I just am so passionate about this community, and I just love living here. I moved back here from Quincy, chose to raise our family here just because we really love Macomb, and we really love being in McDonough County.
So obviously the personal touch, you got the great personal story, you love Macomb. What does MDH offer to the providers and the physicians? What's the sales point for you on the professional level?
So because we're a small rural healthcare organization, your voice is heard here much louder than when you're in a large organization. So when you're in one of those larger hospital systems, you might be one of 15 to 20 providers in a specialty. At MDH, you might be one of two, you might be one of one. And so your voice in that medical staff office is going to be the loudest one in the room about your specialty. And that's a really unique situation for a physician to be, the main voice for speaking for pediatrics or for speaking for orthopedics or whatever that specialty is. You're it. You're the guy. You're the one providing the care for the whole community. And you don't get that if you go to a large healthcare organization.
So those bonuses are probably obstacles in some cases as well.
Sure.
So how do you overcome those obstacles?
It really depends on the provider. If someone is really wanting to be in a place where they're just in the background, they don't want to be that main voice, I kind of have to tell them, this is unique. It's a unique community where you're going to go out into Walmart to get your groceries and run into one of your patients, and you're not going to find that everywhere. And that might be scary for you, thinking about, well, I don't want to mess somebody's care up and then run into them and have to explain it to all of Walmart. But it's just, you can also sell that as you're not going to go to Chicago and work somewhere where you're going to run into your patients every day.
Well, Lindsay, I appreciate you coming and talking to us today. Hopefully some people can understand more about MDH and how it's such a family-oriented business and so important to McDonough County and the surrounding area. Keep doing a good job, and maybe your little girl that wanted that 100 chicken nuggets can be the next generation to join MDH.
Exactly.
Well, we'll be back after halftime here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
All right, thanks, Dwayne. It's Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament coverage on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by Tom Conklin, State Farm Insurance. Our halftime show brought to you by MDH. Some highlights. Will Thomas, what do you have?
Well, Pittsfield got off on the break right away. It's Hayden Grant, but there was the block there we talked about early by Duarte and really went and started the defensive side. But it was been all Pittsfield that they lead by 20 points here, and inside is where they have gone. As we see here, get an easy layup there by Connor Allen. Just got the friendly roll off the front and the back of the rim. But forced 18 turnovers, hit the open 3 there, as that was the questionable assist or rebound and putback, as maybe was discussed at halftime, as the fast break points were all there. 8 fast break points for Pittsfield as they got out and ran and really blew this game open.
There's that pretty scoop.
Yeah, over around the sun and up, as Maverick Henry, really the only bright spot for Brown County so far. 4 of 8 shooting, 9 total points, as he has, well, 9 for 13. What is that? That's over, no, little less than 3/4 of Brown County point today.
Yep. 9 out of 13.
So because 9 out of 12 would be exactly 75%.
Right. 4
so
for 13 and hitting is 308, so it'd be 692. 9 for 13.
So
that's the 308.
That's a good number.
There's your math today from Western Hall, ladies and gentlemen.
Who thought over holiday break, Christmas break on a Friday afternoon you would not be doing some math, BJ?
Well, you got to do it sometime. Looking at the Saukee huddle, waiting for the Brown County Hornets to return. Do we have anybody going down into the locker room saying 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning?
Yeah, I don't know.
They hit the horn, and we're still looking for the Hornets. We have the Southeastern Suns getting ready for the next game. They were warming up at halftime here, and they're ready to play on the other end of the court. It was their upcoming opponent in our next game, Illini West, as we await the Hornets from Brown County.
Oh, wow.
There's another horn. That horn had more force to it.
Yeah.
Right there. That second horn was, get your rear out here. That's what that meant.
Are we just, is there a delay of game?
There may be. Here they come. Oh, they're coming from the far end of the court. That's the problem.
They must have been in the football locker room.
Yeah, they were
You can't hear the horn from there.
You can't hear a thing. Here come the Hornets. Smiles on their faces as they approach. Saukees and the officials on the near side here. We'll check the lineups. It looks like the starting 5 back in for both teams. Hayden Gratton, Brennan Tomhave, Javen Petty, Connor Allen, and Eli Mendenhall for the Saukees. For Brown County, Jack Anderson wears the deuce. Number 5 is Maverick Henry. 11, Edgar McGath. 24, Angel Duarte. 40, Noah Ingram. Second half underway. B.J. Stone and Will Thomas at Western Hall, home of the Western Illinois University Leathernecks. Proud to host the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament, brought to you by Tom Conklin State Farm Insurance.
Hornets come out in their 3rd different defense of the day, that time a 3-2 zone. Saukee's got it right where they needed to. Mendenhall right there on the free throw line, just unable to get the floater to fall.
Shot won't go for Duarte on the other end, and quickly back the other way to Saukee's, running with a more up-tempo offense than they probably are used to playing. 3 from the wing, no good for Tomhave, coach's son. And back the other way, Duarte. Looking down low, that was tipped out of bounds. Ooh, they got a hand on it, I think.
Yeah, I thought there was a hand on it. BJ, I saw something today that asked the question, would you rather, if you're a three-point shooter, would you rather shoot it in rhythm, or would you rather sit there, set your feet, and shoot it? Because Tom Ave could have shot that ball in rhythm. Instead, he sat there, gathered his thoughts, and then shot it and came up short. What do you prefer?
Well, and there's also the guys that like to shoot off the dribble.
Yeah.
There's guys like to catch and shoot. I was more of a shoot and dribble, rhythm kind of guy. I was not, I think that the guys that can catch and shoot, the what's his name? He played for Creighton, played in the NBA for many years.
McDermott?
McDermott, but the other kid too, Corver, he played for Creighton.
Oh, he did. Yeah, Kyle Corver did play for Creighton.
That catch and shoot from him is absolutely amazing, how quickly he can get the shot off. Oh, good steal right there. Hand on the passing lane for McGath and a steal for Brown County. Nobody scored yet in the second half. Inside. They swing it back out to Ingram. His shot won't go. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Saukees. Good look there by Jack Anderson. He's got deep. Threw it back out into the paint to Ingram, but he couldn't get the shot to fall.
Good trailing run there by Ingram. Just crashed right down the middle of the paint. Had the free lane. Just didn't get it to fall.
3 from the wing on the way. Too strong for Henry. Saved from going out of bounds by Markert, but into the hands of the Saukees. And here comes Pittsfield the other way. On the left wing, Petty kicks it back out to Tomhave. Skip pass deflected and knocked away by Henry.
As we see the ball get fought for underneath and hits our cameraman, J.C. Miller, there on the west end of the basketball court, working all the games for us today. We appreciate all our camera people.
Might have knocked him out for a minute there, the way he went to the 45-degree angle. You good?
JC, can we get a thumbs up if you're good? Okay, we got the thumbs up, EJ. We're good.
Looks like he's got a little bit of a black eye, too. Knocked him right in the camera eye. Foul called on Javen Petty, his first. That's the first team foul of the third period on the Saukees. Only 3 fouls whistled against Pittsfield the entire game, and only 2 on Brown County in this crisply moving basketball game. Petty checks out, replaced by Taylor Graham. Behind the three-point line, Noah Ingram. To the top of the key to Drew Markert. That very familiar name from Brown County, Markert. I've been to the Hornets' Nest so many times to call sectional and super sectional action. They do a lot of girls' super sectional hosting at Brown County.
I've never been there.
I fell down the steps carrying my equipment one night at Brown County, and the thunderous noise scared then Brimfield head coach Mary Beth Dura. Her glasses flew right off her face.
Wow.
She's now the head coach at Canton. You know, it's the hard part of doing the broadcasting, of course, physical toll it'll take on you if you fall down steps.
Yeah.
Especially when they're concrete.
Never feels good.
I had more bruises than an old banana after that one. Nobody has scored yet here in the first 2 minutes and 45 seconds of the second half. In the lane looking for Mendenhall. Bounced it off his forehead, and back the other way comes Brown County. Good give and go. Return pass was a nice one. The shot wouldn't fall for Henry, but he and Anderson worked it nicely. Heading down floor, they battle for the rebound. Last touched by Pittsfield.
Pittsfield's being very deliberate, trying to work that free throw line break in the middle of the zone. Give Brown County some credit. They're playing hard, even with the score being what it is, trying to chip away. You can't get a 20-point basket. You got to get stops on the defensive side and get a basket on the offensive side and chip away at this.
We talked about this last night. Greg and I were mentioning, maybe a 20-point basket, 15-point basket, the old MTV Rock and Jock stuff would be fun every once in a while.
Where would you put that
tournament.
line? Where would you put the line? Would you put it behind half court?
Out to the S in letternecks on one side and L on the other side.
Okay.
Shot from about 17 is good for Connor Allen, the Saukee senior. And that breaks the ice here in the second half. Breaking the pressure into the front court comes Brown County with Maverick Henry. Henry into the paint, kicks it back outside to McGath. Baseline, Anderson up and under. Shot won't go in the reverse layup. Loose ball in the lane. Diving for it is Markert and keeps possession for Brown County. New shot clock.
Good find.
Inside it goes to Ingram. His shot comes up short. And Pittsfield brings it back the other way. In the corner, Tom Have slicing into the lane and takes the contact. Shot won't go. He'll shoot 2. Has anybody...
It's first free throws of the day. I went to look, too. Went to look.
Lots of guys waiting at the scorer's table. The foul goes against Ingram, his second. And the first team foul of the second half on BC. Brown County. First free throw good for Brennan Tomhave. Substitutions galore. Rigston Bonds, Ethan Gratton, both in for the Saukees. And also, is Graham back in or is Allen back in? One of them is. Oh, third player waits at the scorer's table. That's what it was.
Shooter.
Shooter did not make the free throw, so he gets to play a few more seconds. In for Brown County, 22. Carter Havens with the ball now, just over the timeline. Good pressure applied by the Saukees. Now McGath. Right side it goes to Jack Anderson. Anderson weaves his way in the lane, puts up a shot, draws the foul. Also in for the Hornets, first time today, Tanner Seitz, junior wearing number 30. To the line will be Jack Anderson. Foul whistled on Rigston Bonds, his first second team foul of the period on the Saukees.
Anderson, 2 points in the first half, knocks down that first free throw. And give credit to Brown County. They've been attacking the rim all game. That was definitely part of the strategy. Got to get to the rim, trying to get to the free throw line. Weren't able to get there in the first half, but starting to get here in half number 2.
Tom Have and Allen check out for Pittsfield. Back in Petty and number 11 Lucas Nichols, who inbounds after the made free throw. Hornets on the board here in quarter number 3. 36-15 the score. You know, if you're looking for positives for the Hornets and their fans, a lot of turnovers, yes. But on the positive, you just mentioned it. They're getting in the paint. They're getting good looks. Sometimes the shots fall. Sometimes they don't. That's why 50% shooting is considered good. Has a good look inside. Nichols got it to Ethan Gratton. Shot won't go, but he draws a foul.
And they're going to call that on the floor.
No shot, says our official. Jack Anderson on the foul, his first.
But great there by Ethan Gratton, just kind of camping there in the middle of the paint, waiting for the dump-off pass from the baseline. We're going to get an offensive foul.
We do. Goes against Nichols, his first, also the third team foul on Sawkeys here in quarter number 3. Both teams with 3. Hey, we may see some free throws with the bonus.
Yeah.
In the front court on the left wing, it's McGath. Kicks it out into the corner to Anderson. Now to Seitz. Seitz has his shot blocked by Nichols. Ethan Gratton with the rebound in the outlet, quickly into the front court, and it will go for a charge as well as Jabin Petty.
Yeah, great there by Tanner. Just beat him to the side, just beat him to the spot. As we get the replay here, I didn't know which way it was going to go. But obviously the block charge, but that went the offensive foul way. I don't know.
I kind of like the call though.
I'm a big fan of charges.
If the offensive player isn't in control, the defensive player gets set, even with a little movement, you can still draw a charge. And Seitz did that. You don't have to be set.
Not anymore.
To be a charge.
Not anymore. They've really changed that rule. I'm a huge fan of the charge.
We talked about it a lot during last night's broadcast as Brown County works into the corner. The 3 is too strong. Rebound Nichols. We talked about Coach Chad Boudreau, for instance, with Western Illinois. They preach for their players not to play out of control. Play on 2 feet. You hear them yell that all the time. Do not get up in the air. That's when the charging fouls happen. That's when the turnovers happen.
Well, and I talked to head coach J.D. Gravina, and he loves taking advantage of those players that are out of control. We actually have a charge counter on the broadcast.
You talk about the WIU women.
WIU women. We have a charge counter that we talk about after the game because we like to keep track of how many charges his team takes.
It's a big stat. It's a huge stat in basketball to get the ball by way of drawing a charge. You won't find a coach in America that doesn't like a kid that'll take a charge. There's a steal for Brown County. Down court they go, and it's going to be a charge. No, this will be a block. As sailing to the basket was Tanner Seitz. Had his sights set on 2.
And now we'll have that chance from the free throw line.
And the foul goes against Carter Frazier, his first. First free throw on the way. We'll take a look at that play. Will?
Yeah, as we see here, Seitz beating the initial defender. And Frazier trying to beat him to the spot, just unable to.
The official deemed that to be against the defender. Second of 2 free throws good. 20-point game again. Both teams just 3 points each so far in this third quarter. Line change coming for the Sawkeys. They send a bunch of guys at the scorer's table. You saw them walking by on top of your screen. Brown County back in zone. Defending, extending that zone to the 3-point line. Good look inside. Nichols with the shot, too strong. That was a nice pass by Rigston Bonds. Shot one go for Nichols. Rebound Brown County. Hornets into the front court.
Pittsfield just got to the baseline, look back middle. Exactly what you have to do on the zone. Rotate them, move them around, find the holes. Look baseline in the middle. Great backdoor cut there.
Good look inside as Will said, Drew Markert on the backdoor cut. The feed from Anderson. Easy bucket for the Hornets.
Pittsfield was planning for Markert to pop out to the top. He ends up just slipping it and go straight to the weak side.
Frazier tried to bounce a pass along the baseline. Nobody home. Out of bounds it goes. Back to Brown County. Here come all the subs. Brown County brings one in as well. Angel Duarte is back, replacing Tanner Seitz. And for the Sawkeys, we see Hayden Gratton. Mendenhall back in. Tom Have back in. Allen back in as well. Inside it goes. Foul called. This one's going to go against Connor Allen, I do believe, into the line. It'll be Drew Markert. It is Allen picking up the foul, his second. That is 5 team fouls.
As we see, it gets right inside to Markert. He goes up, just draws the contact. You know, BJ, the easiest way to get back into a basketball game is scoring when the clock's not running.
Absolutely. Draw some fouls, get to the line.
Get to the free throw line. 20-point game. This is down to 17 now with a chance to get it to 16.
1 for 2 for Drew Markert. Big man, Mendenhall down inside. Beautiful pass. How about that? Inside to Connor Allen from Eli Mendenhall. Quickly back the other way. Scoop shot falls just short for McGath. Rebound Saukees. 26 seconds left in the period. Shot clock is off. Going for the block was Carter Havens. Foul called on him. And that'll send Hayden Gratton to the line to shoot a couple for the Saukees.
We get another look at this. Havens thought he got all ball. From that replay, it looks like he got a little hand underneath it. Initial reaction from him was he thought he had all ball, which is most defenders' initial reaction, I would say, to any kind of block.
That's his first foul. Both teams have 5 in the quarter. Significant increase in foul from the first half. Both free throws good for the sophomore Hayden Gratton. The lead back to 19 with 21 seconds left in the third quarter and full court pressure. They almost got it loose. Haven stays with it, keeps it for Brown County. Bounces it down left baseline to Jack Anderson. Anderson wants to drive, passes it through the baseline, off the calf of Havens, and quickly back the other way. 2 seconds left, layup no good. Put back won't go either. Saukees had a chance. Petty, then Allen, but couldn't get one to drop. But Coach Tom Have looks at the hustle and likes it. That is a 3 quarters complete game now with the Saukees on top 38-19 from the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament.
Here at Macomb Holiday Tournament, start of the fourth quarter. The Saukees lead the Hornets 38-19. In that third quarter, we saw Brown County take care of the basketball better. Something to look forward to in the fourth quarter. Now to BJ and Will.
And Peyton's absolutely right. They did a better job, the Hornets did, of taking care of that basketball. Quarter number 3 earned themselves a couple of points cut off the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 20-point lead at halftime, down at 9.
That's a camera breaker right there.
Geez, got to fix the hair. But now it's 19, and a big reason that was taking care of the basketball. They got to the free throw line. They got the stops they needed. There's positives. We talked about it, BJ. There's going to be positives to come away from this. After last night's game, you look to improve on what you did yesterday, today, and going forward, you're going to take what you did today. And taking care of the basketball, Brown County has done so far in the second half.
If you only get 2 games here at the tournament, but you improve here in the second half against a good Pittsfield team, you got something to take home and work on.
Well, it's a top 4 team in the tournament that Brown County didn't probably think they would be playing here in day 2, that they are playing in day 2.
And we announcer jinxed them into a turnover to start the fourth quarter.
We're going to blame that one on Peyton. He brought it up.
Blame it on Peyton.
He brought it up. We're going to blame it on him.
That's Peyton's fault. Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament coverage from Western Hall brought to you all weekend long by Tom Conklin State Farm Insurance offices in Macomb and in Farmington. Coming up after the game, the Ron Elby Auto Sales post-game show, and we will get some stats for you, some highlights, and maybe a chat with the winning coach. Shot up and short for Pittsfield. Long rebound tipped out to Brennan Tomhay. Back in the corner, 3 ball on the way. Short for Petty. Rebound controlled by the Hornets. McGath over the timeline. McGath wants to drive. Oh, big block attempt there by Allen. He's going to get called for his 3rd foul. First of the 4th period on Pittsfield.
As we see the replay here, Allen came over the top, tried to swipe down. Most of the time, it's after you go through the basketball that they get that foul because you finish coming down instead of straight up.
And with the amount of effort he put into the arm swing there, the ball was going to fly out of bounds, which is fine. Block shot's block shot, but if you can also just tip it, keep it in play, and get the ball back, that's the ultimate block. 2 free throws made for the Hornets. And it's 38-21 with 7 minutes to play. That's Allen swinging it out top to Petty. Usually Will and I both call games radio style, audio only. This is a video game.
A little different.
a little bit different. We don't have to give you everything. You can see it, and we can do we can practice, and we're going to do this in just a minute. That shot is no good, but a foul drawn, and the Hornets will go to the line again. It'll be Markert to the line.
As we get that
Petty.
play of it, Markert just trailing on the fast break, cuts straight to the block, gets the pass and goes up. Has a chance to really dig into this Saki's lead. It's down to 17.
But they keep scoring here, like you said earlier, with the clock stopped. Got to get the free throws to go. That was the third foul on Petty. He and Allen both have 3. Second free throw good for Markert, 38-22. So here we go with some Premier League style call. You ready?
Ready.
Mendenhall, Tom Have, Allen, Markert.
Slow. I like it.
I didn't do it with a British accent.
No.
Though. I'd love to call a Premier League soccer game, or football, as they say in Europe.
Football.
Drive the other way, 24 on 24. Petty goes to the hoop, fouled by his counterpart with the same number, Angel Duarte. Duarte picks up his first. That's the first team foul of the quarter. And you see it here as Duarte leaning on Petty, trying to prevent that basket. Petty to the line for 2. First one off the back iron. Ethan Gratton comes in, replacing Connor Allen. I can see today why Pittsfield earned that number 4 seed. They've been much better today than they were against A-Town. Credit to A-Town for making some of that happen in last night's game, but Pittsfield, better performance this afternoon.
Well, yeah, and you've really seen they don't drop off much, 1 through 7, 1 through 8. They really battle and can really rotate Mendenhall, Gratton, and Allen inside the paint there, and you have 3 big bodies.
Yes, you do. There's a jumper from 15, no good. Rebound put back up and in by Markert. Markert got the Ingram miss, gathered it in, and put it in. And the lead's down to 14 with 5:40 to play. Brown County not going away.
Brown County here to play, understanding, it's going to be their final 5.5 minutes here at the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament. Might as well make them memorable.
Tom Have, they're going to work the clock a little bit against the Brown County zone. Now Mendenhall. That's Hayden Gratton. In the lane, Mendenhall, kick out, left wing 3, in and out. Petty couldn't get that one to go, but they control the rebound, and now Tom Have will try it. That won't go for him. Another scramble for the rebound. Good work by Ethan Gratton to keep it alive. Tom Have, 15 feet out, will kick it left corner for 3, and they get it on the 3rd try.
Best time to shoot a 3-pointer is off an offensive rebound, and they had 2 looks off offensive rebounds and buried the second one.
So that builds the lead back to 17. Quick drive the other way, laid up, off the rim, no good. Rebound comes back, finds its way into the hands of the original shooter, Henry, and then it's knocked out of bounds and last touch by Pittsfield.
Rim's just not friendly to Brown County right now. They're just rattling in and out all around, just unable to fall in.
Hayden Gratton checks out, replaced by Lucas Nichols. Mendenhall also coming out of the game. And in for him, it's Taylor Graham. McGath has his shot rejected by Ethan Gratton. Gratton outlets the ball to Petty, and here come the Sawkees. Tom Have thought about a 3. Instead, goes in the corner. 3-pointer short this time for Petty. Rebound, Brown County. Out on the run, Maverick Henry. Henry inside. Oh, the pattern was full, Ghost Rider, as that one was knocked away by Ethan Gratton out of bounds.
Good reference there, BJ. Good. Most people might think that you have all these just written down so you can just read them off, but these just come to your head in a flow. Like, that is talent right there.
I don't know if it's talent or just useless trivia. Maverick Henry and Noah Ingram check out, replaced by Jack Anderson and the freshman Carter Havens for Brown County. Out there with Duarte, McGath, and Markert. There's Tom Have. Graham, halfway through quarter 4 now. Petty. Nichols, 3 on the way. Got it.
Good look there from the southpaw.
The lefty 3. Always pretty. Like the Will Clark baseball swing. 20-point lead again for the Hornets. Jumper, 15. No good. Rebound. That comes down to Tom Have.
Your head coach, Eric Jones, there for Brown County. That's not a bad shot. A pull-up jumper off the dribble at the elbow. You'll take that. It's not falling today.
He worked it to the high post, and a foul was called on Brown County trying to knock it away. Let's see who they whistled on. There was 3 guys there. And the scores table said they don't have that number. So I have to recheck. He gave him 30-somebody, but there's nobody out there with number 30-something for the Hornets. So we correct, and
23. It's that 3 and the 2.
Don't have a 23 either.
Yeah, I don't know who 23 is. There's not a 23 on the court, is there?
Sawkees have one, but they still have the ball, so it wasn't on them. Inside Nichols drops another one. We do not know who that last foul was.
Even the stats people over there, they're confused too.
When you get the stats people confused as good as they are, you've done something big. Duarte on the drive. Scoops it up, underhand shot, foul called on Tom Have. And they change the foul and give it to 11, Lucas Nichols instead. That's 2 on Nichols, 3 team fouls on the Sawkees. We'll take a look to see if it was indeed Nichols or Tom Have after this first free throw from Duarte. No good.
Yeah, you see here Duarte, good crossover there. Gets past Tom Have, goes up with a scoop.
Yep. Nichols got him on the way by.
Yep. Reach-in foul.
The officials spot it again. Second free throw good for Duarte.
Officials got the toughest game or toughest job in the world, having to come out here and make the officiating calls they have to make.
And we talked about last night, high school with no replay. These guys are very sure of their calls and have to stick with them. 2 shots, nothing goes for Pittsfield. Rebound Havens. Front court Henry. Duarte spinning to the hole. Puts up the runner. That won't go. Rebound battle for it out of bounds. Last touch by Duarte.
It was a good move by Duarte. That was a good move by Duarte. Got to the free throw line, saw it was cut off, spun back the opposite way.
You all right, JC? They hit you again?
Lamp just had the basketball, hit our cameraman again.
He's taking some abuse down there in the baseline
6
today.
times in the last couple days.
Can you imagine if his chair didn't have wheels so we could slide out of the way?
Yeah.
Really be in trouble. Ethan Gratton. And John's down here on the other end with the camera just laughing because he hasn't had any contact all day.
All tournament. He understands how to move.
Shot put up no good by Graham. Brown County rebound. Maverick Henry front court. Leaves it for Duarte. Duarte to the basket. Won't go. Good strong rebound by Markert. A lot of contact. No call. Markert dives. Starts to do the worm on the floor down there underneath the basket. Rebound Sawkees. They want to run. They throw it away. Got a little bit ahead of themselves. Yep. Off the hands of Frazier.
Playing a little out of control, playing a little fast there, which is surprising because they've played slow most of this whole entire second half.
Grant McCartney, number 4, junior. Rigston Bonds, number 10, a sophomore, back in for the Sawkees. Also on the floor will be, Carter Frazier stays. Clayton Reinhardt, a junior, number 40, with a full beard. And the 21, Connor Sweeting, a junior, also in for the Sawkees. Brown County, shot up and in. Trey Fullerton, the sophomore, checks in and puts one in. How about that? Joe Miller, number 4, is out there as well. Number 3 is Aiden Seeley. We'll try to get all these guys for you. 22, freshman Haven stays out there. Number 30, Seitz is back in. And you are reset with the 10 on the floor. Seitz with the steal.
Valuable minutes for both of these teams. You know, emptying the benches, playing the younger guys. These are valuable minutes that are going to help later down the road when it comes playoff time, when you need to rely on somebody to step up. Fullerton took advantage of that. Got first touch, went straight up off glass, and showed why he deserves to be on the basketball court right now.
Yeah, and tonight when they get home and the call comes from the girlfriend or their best buddy, what'd you do today? I played on a D1 college floor.
Yeah. It's an experience that these kids will remember for a lifetime.
Absolutely correct. Sawkees inside a minute to clinching this victory with a 19-point lead over Brown County. Ball tipped out of bounds by Carter Havens with the quick hands. And it's still Saukee basketball.
I almost got to touch the basketball. It almost rolled past me.
Just didn't have the wingspan.
No, short arms.
Kareem Thomas, you're not. Frazier holds the ball. 8 seconds on the shot clock, down to 6. Shot from the left baseline, no good. Rebound tipped around, down into the hands of Aiden Seeley for the Hornets. Seeley, little Euro step in the lane, blocked from behind. Good play there by Rigston Bonds. Rigston Bonds. 14 seconds left, shot clock off.
And it looks like they're just, Bonds going to just hold it up at the top of the key, and he will kind of just take the win.
Hard played game, hard fought battle between two competitive teams, and a very classy finish. 46-27, the Sawkeys of Pittsfield pick up the victory and move on further in the consolation bracket to await the winner of the next game, Southeastern or Illini West. Our post-game show brought to you by Ron Elby Auto Sales, locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car or truck. In Macomb, on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris. If you see Justin, tell him, hey, I saw you in an interview last night with Dwayne. That was awesome. Visit lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. So the Sawkeys of Pittsfield, Will, your thoughts on their game today? A little bit better, certainly, on the win column, but overall, I think they played better.
Well, I think it was a good rebound game for them after getting upset yesterday. They came in here with a goal and a mission to guard on the defensive side. They really did that during the quarter number 2, and they opened up to a 20-point lead. And they got things rolling to where they needed to roll. And then after you get up by 20, they could work their offense and find their way to do that as they got the offense to flow and just looked good from start to finish, really.
Yep. We wait for the stats. We're going to look at some replays, some highlights from today's game, and we'll take it away.
Yeah, and there you see Allen, just mid-range jumper. Pittsfield did a good job. It's breaking down the zone as we see the charge there called against Petty. Just a little out of control. You know, give credit to Brown County, though. They were really flowing early in the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter, trying to get it inside. As you see the jumper there by Noah Ingram, and then the putback by Markert.
Yep.
And then Petty with the three there on the third opportunity on that offensive possession for the Sawkeys. That's when Brown County had it all the way down to 14 and then found a way to bring it up. And there's Fullerton, the sophomore, getting his playing time in a Division I court and getting the layup to go. Even though Brown County fell here today, I think there's a lot of positives for both teams, BJ. I mean, Brown County, you look, 18 turnovers in the first half. And when we get our stat sheet, I'd be interested because I think they probably only turned it over about 6 or 7 times in half number 2. It just felt a lot more clean, a lot better pace, and less sloppy. And same with Pittsfield. They were able to take control of the ball after a sloppy first quarter and really just roll through this one into tomorrow's 9. What do they play, 10:30 in Brophy Hall?
It'll be a, 10:30 game in Brophy Hall against either Southeastern or Illini West. Brophy Hall right across the street from Western Hall, if fans are looking for it. And, of course, you can watch it on TSSR Live. The entire tournament coverage presented by Tom Conklin State Farm is available on YouTube. And I'm watching the stats, folks, to see if they've printed yet. Then they have a runner that comes across the court and gives it to us. After the game, they shouldn't have to go around. They should be able to come straight across the court.
No street shoes on the court, BJ.
Oh, no. Well, then where's sneakers?
You've been here long enough. You know there's signs. You can't do that. Don't want to ruin this beautiful new basketball court that got put in about, September was.
What did you say, no street shoes on the playing court? Reminds me of that Vin Diesel movie where the guy at the fast food restaurant says, no freestyling in the ball pit. You haven't seen that movie, have you? Not Bodyguard.
Why? Not the.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's when he's the babysitter.
Yeah, the babysitter guy.
Yeah. What's that movie called?
I don't know.
I know exactly what you're calling.
Maybe they know back in the trailer. Yeah. Somebody can tell us.
Somebody will. Come on, Dwayne. This is up your alley. I feel like.
The replay guy, Justin. I know he knows this movie.
But
nobody's talking to us. They're just sitting there wondering what in the world we're talking about.
When are we gonna end? But a lot cleaner game from both. Pittsfield moves on. Brown County's journey here at the Macomb-Western Holiday.
We did not get stats, so I'll tell you what. We're going to wrap things up, but you can look at the stats on the tournament website. They post everything that you need to know about today's games. Once again, the final of our third consolation bracket game today, Pittsfield over Brown County, and they took the score off the board on me, but I believe it was 46-27. Am I close?
That sounds right. Something like that.
All right, we'll wrap things up from here. You're watching Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament coverage presented by Tom Conklin State Farm. Another game coming up. You'll have to click out and click on the next link to watch.